today we have not only an amazing actress, an amazing mother, a fantastic, fearless humanitarian, a awesome, loyal client for many years as a photographer for me. I mean, not a photographer for me, but she comes to me as a photographer. But one of the most endearing friends that I have in my circle of friends. And I have a big circle of friends. You're all my friends. I just don't get to like hang out and go to your parties and have chocolate chip cookies with them like I do with our next guest, the fantastic Marisol Nichols. All right, here we go. Okay, so, wow!
Oh my God. Hello.
Hi. Even my mom's applauding off camera.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
I figured out that if I turn the thing sideways, oh God, that's bad lighting. If I turn it sideways, then it'll work.
Boom.
Yeah.
See, this is all, it's a new medium, and I love it because I get to have this little moment as I'm in New York and you're in Canada.
I am.
With look at your sweet space there.
That's my, isn't that pretty? I should sit on the bed.
I have to get that.
I sit on the bed.
Oh, go for it. Get cozy. This is,
It'll be way more
look at those yummy curtains, your beautiful hair.
Thanks. It's soaking wet. It's still wet.
See, when you have really healthy hair, it takes a while to blow dry. Hello.
Hello. I hope you don't mind. I posted on Twitter for people to follow you or to find you on Facebook right now. So we'll see if a bunch of other people join on.
Why would I ever mind more people knowing and hearing about your awesomeness?
Thank you.
Yes. So, okay, so you are currently on, like, we can almost safely say one of the top shows that is just taking the world by storm, because now season 1 is on Netflix. Yep. Season 2, the CW, and on every plane ride that I go on, it's now an option to watch, which is really cool.
Netflix. We're on Netflix internationally, season 2. It airs the day after. It airs on the CW in America. And then after the entire season 2 gets released, then Netflix America shows it to download.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's quite a phenomenon. I love your whole career of, you play any type of character, which I think is so great.
Good, there you are.
I like to find little inspiring the micro in the big picture, and you've just played so many different types of characters, and like from your character on Vegas Vacation being so different from 24, right? She was Middle Eastern on 24, right?
Yep,
and
in the Middle East.
And on Vegas Vacation, you were just Audrey.
Like all American Audrey Griswold. I'm still shocked that I got that role. But it was really, really fun.
And then on Good Christian Bells on GCB, with your Southern accent.
I had a little bit of Texas accent on that one. It was very fun. It was real sweet.
I always want artists to know the talent pervades everything. And many times you've sweetly called me over to help you with like a reading or something, or if you've had an audition. And I love it because, well, this is also, by the way, how busy girls fit in working time together. Like when I get to photograph you, that's awesome, but we're still busy, but we get our moments. The detail that you take, even just for the audition is so admirable. I remembered on an audition, like you knew that when you sat down, the casting director would see the bottom of your shoes, and the character was so money that you went and got a pair of your most expensive shoes because you wanted to make sure she would see the bottom of these clean shoes.
It's I know it's silly, and people go, who cares about the bottom of the shoes? But for me, when you're in that room, you have like 1 minute, maybe 2, to communicate that you're the right person for the role. And if I have to cross my legs and they see the underside of my shoes are all scuffed and disgusting and gum and all that stuff on there, it's not that it's bad. It's not that it even matters. It's just that it distracts them. and I
That's
have
right.
2 minutes, and I want nothing to distract them from what I'm doing. I think I bought those and returned them or something like that.
Which is even better. Which is
But
even
hey,
better.
whatever you got to do. But for me, it
That's
was just
right.
like I don't want anything to distract them from what I'm trying to do.
Your journey through so many TV shows, what's different and special about this particular show that you're on?
It's a good question. For me, I can tell you what's different because I have done a lot of shows that were fairly well known,
Yeah.
with huge audiences. The
Yeah.
difference with this one is that I was there from the beginning.
Ah!
I know it's the first time that I've gotten to create something from the beginning and then have that go out and be a hit.
Huge, right? Because you've been with things right from the beginning, like Blind Justice, or like you've been
Yeah, a
the star at
ton
the
of
beginning.
shows,
They
GCB,
got
all of
big.
that, but none of them hit like Riverdale hit. And so the hits that I've been on in the past, I joined while they were already in motion. I mean, I started
Right.
24 right after it won the Golden Globe and had been on for 5 years. NCIS is like, a household name. So those were already in motion, and I was just kind of, yeah, I'll join the bandwagon. Thank you. But
Yeah.
this was something that I got to create from the beginning. So for me, just personally, it makes that much more special.
You're like you're founding stock owner in it,
I should get stock in Riverdale. I wonder if I should talk to somebody about that. Yes. I just tell the audience. So
Please.
when I gave birth, there was only one person I wanted in that room besides my husband, and that was Denice Duff. She was in the room holding my hand because I was terrified, and making it like keeping it happy and
Aww.
amazing and beautiful, and any fear that I had, because I had kind of an emergency C-section. It wasn't the smoothest birth, but because you made it so beautiful, and just I concentrated on all the things that were going right, and the fact that I was going to meet my daughter like any minute, it was amazing. It was amazing. So that's how close, audience, I am with this girl, Denise. She's my rock. Okay.
No,
Just a little
and
shout
for
out.
me, thank you.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be asked to be with a woman during that, and I've got wings for the rest of my life. I got angel wings. So
Okay.
so now motherhood changes your
Everything.
harmonic. Tell me.
Everything, pretty much. It
Yeah.
does. It does. It changed. Before, when I would audition for roles or be considering taking something, it was just me. So who
Yeah.
cares? Like, okay, you want to shoot in Zimbabwe, I'll show up. It's fine. It's no problem. But when you have a kid, it's a night and day thing. I'm going, okay, so like I did a show called oh my God, The Gates. Thank you, for
Yes.
ABC, and we shot in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, yes, you did.
That's where your mom was with me,
Oh,
and I had to bring my daughter to Shreveport, Louisiana. You don't want to. You don't want to. I was like, I don't want to raise my kid in Shreveport, Louisiana. There was just. I'm like, I like my home that I've created in LA, my friends and my family and our house and all of that stuff. And so I would think about the locations where things would shoot. And then I would also think about, am I going to be in every single scene? Because if I'm going to be in every single scene, then I can't be with my daughter. And then I
mm-hmm.
can't be a mom. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that.
Right.
I wanted to find something where I could still do what I love to do and be hopefully a good role model for her. Do something I'm proud of that she could watch on TV when she's older and not cringe.
Right. That's exactly it.
Yeah, and then have time to be a mom to her and spend time with her. And Riverdale's kind of perfect so far, knock on wood. But yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And so then you also start to become, I remember before I had my daughter, there was nothing more important than saving the kittens. There was nothing more important than going to a shelter and walking the dogs. And it's true, we all have to do that. But I didn't see I didn't see the other dynamics of life as much.
Right.
And so, but you went, and when you found out about this, You went and frickin' did something so huge. And my hero, tell me a bit about what you've done.
Well, I first, kind of similar to you, when I heard about trafficking and I heard about how prolific it was, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "What do you mean the child sex trade?" I'm sorry. What did you say? The child what? And that there were all these kids, literally kids, not a 16-year-old that's underage about to turn 17, but kids being sold for sex every single day, hour by the hour, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. Period.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
haunting. And at the same time, I happened to be promoting GCB, and I remember I was walking the red carpet in Hollywood for some charity that was getting all of this money and all of this international awareness, and I was like, I'm sorry, but this cause doesn't need more international awareness when there's kids being raped every day and no one knows about it in this country, in the United States. Whenever I talk to people about it, they're like, oh yeah, those poor people in those other countries and the poor kids in Cambodia and the Philippines, that's terrible. And I'm like, no. It's America. It's United States citizens. And for me, I was like, okay, well, we can't do anything about this unless people know about it, period. No matter what.
Period.
That's like the step zero, is to get people to understand what the hell is going on everywhere. Because I'm of the firm belief that if people knew what was going on, there would be marches in the streets and protests and a demand to end it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kept in the dark on purpose. I feel that there is such a huge demand, particularly in America, for kids that results in a child sex trade with a supply of 2 million children worldwide. So my first step was, okay, people need to know about this. Mm-hmm. And so just by default, I ended up founding my own nonprofit called Foundation for Slavery Free World.
See, I love that. By default. That's
I didn't really have much of a choice, to be honest. I didn't feel
but
like
I
I had
love
a
that.
choice.
You
and
yeah.
And I thought, I remember going early on, well, if I was more famous or more well-known, I could really do something about it. And then I was like, I'm not going to wait. Like, I wasn't on Riverdale. I was in between jobs, for 4 years, in between jobs. And I was like, I don't care. I have lots of friends in the business that are not in between jobs, and I need to bring them along and get some media and get some attention. And I want all the amazing people that I've met along the way over the last year and a half in trafficking to come and tell their stories about what they've seen and what they know. And then the biggest challenge for me has been, and I overcome it if I do say so myself, but how do you introduce the idea of human trafficking and the child sex trade to Hollywood and to regular people without overwhelming them to the point where they don't want to hear anything about it?
Right.
They don't want to hear anything about it.
Sure.
Because it is so hard to confront. It's so evil that I found you have to do it in a way that's on a gentle gradient, so that people don't want to never listen to you again.
That's right.
And I've found if you do it right, all anyone wants to do is help. What can I do to help? How can I help? What can I do? Blah, 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 blah. And then you start to create this army of people that not only know about the issue, but are then partnering with you and other organizations going, how can I help? What can I do? And they're helping. And it just kind of snowballs from there. So that's kind of how I got started and what I've been doing. It is, look, I have a kid that needs to grow up in a safe world. Period. Yeah. People go, how do you like living in Canada? You know what I like the most about living in Canada? No one's looking at my kid.
Wow.
I can take my kid down the street and no one's looking at her. And in LA and in parts of America, I see them looking at her. And that makes me want to, A, kill them, and B, throw up. So I was like, okay, I have to do whatever I can to change this. because she's going to be a teenager, and I'm not going to let her out of my sight. So we gotta figure this out. We got to figure this out. Just as a society, we have to figure this out. Anyway.
Right, and your foundation,
slaveryfreeworld.org. Yeah.
.org. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's Foundation for a Slavery-Free World, but the website is slaveryfreeworld.org.
Yeah, and just FYI, if you go on that website, anybody, we're doing a massive overhaul just because I've been behind on it because I've been shooting, but there's lots and lots of new content that's going on there. Probably in the next month or two, we'll have it up.
Okay, but it's a great site.
But it's a good website. Thank you. No, but there's just things like, I spoke at the United Nations I asked you to film me. So the footage that you have of me speaking, I need to put up there. And there's different things and wars and just awareness things that I want to update so people know if you have gone on there, there's more amazing stuff to come.
Absolutely. And there's a nice donate button. No, when you say, people have websites and it'll say under construction. No, there's
it's
a
up
lot
there. 100%
that they can get right now. But yes, at the United Nations, stunning. Oh my gosh. To have my friend call, I'm going to be in New York. Great. Well, I don't know if we can have lunch, but I'll be at the United Nations. Okay. Like that's the kind of friends I have.
Thank you.
That's Marisol. Your work ethic and your persistence to just stay at something and true to yourself is it's so apparent. And the way you are a friend to people. Like, I just want you to
says one of the best friends in the world. Says one of the greatest friends in the world. So that's not lost on me. Just FYI. But you know that.
Thank you. And I want to hear, because I think, being a girlfriend to someone, being a friend it's so important. And it's like one of those, there's not really like, oh, you don't take a course to learn how to be a friend. You take a course to learn how to act, to learn how to cook, to learn how to produce a movie, to learn how to be a doctor. But there aren't courses like how to be a great friend. And yet that's like what we fall back on. That's what saves us sometimes in our darkest moments. Tell me something about you and how you approach being a friend and what you expect from a friend.
I expect... First, let me say what I would approach or how I view friendship. To me, friendship is family. Sometimes it's the people who get you through the darkest hours or celebrate your greatest wins without any jealousy or ulterior motives. They celebrate you and your daughter and your family, your accomplishments and your failures, all of it, and they love you through all of it. And that's beyond valuable to me. It means
that's a good point of celebrating and loving your successes. It's easier. I don't want to say easier, but when someone's down and being there for them, and that is awesome. But also to be there so much when the person's actually doing well. And sometimes it either pushes our own button of not being good enough, our own failures. So we don't want to support them because it reminds us we're not doing well. And by the way, that's all nuts, people. Because the magic sauce is, you could still think, you could still have dark thoughts, but you could still succeed. You could still help people around you. But you could still have those trepidations in life, right? It's like but
it's not about the thoughts that you think. It's about what you do.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's about what you do. So, I've got friends that are, way more successful than I am. And of course I go in my head like, oh, I want to have that. I hope I get there one day, but that's it. And then I'm like, good on you, girl. Absolutely. Go. Like I want people to do well. I don't have time for people that are like I don't have time for people that you can surround yourself with that get happy when you fail. I'm not interested. Not only am I not interested, but I mean, you know me. I'm about as upfront as it gets. I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to accept that. And they're just I want to surround myself with not only people that I want to see do well, but that also want to see me do well and my family do well. And so, I'd like to say I hope that I have paid
integrity to zero tolerance on people who can't celebrate your wins, who aren't there to support your family, and how it's easy to just bye-bye to that.
And vice versa, and vice versa, because I can't ask from others something that I'm not willing to do for them. So I didn't always have that viewpoint when I was a lot younger and a kid, and it's like, well, what can you do for me? But I've grown up a lot and learned the hard way, but learned that I feel the best when I'm helping someone else. Hands down. A, there's no attention on me. And B, there's no better reward than seeing someone else you help, someone else that you made a difference in their life. So I hopefully carry that through in my friendships. So
thank you so much. Love you. And we will talk later, love.